Thank you for joining me. I'm in space. I've just been looking through the new EASA rules. These are for people in the European Union, Spain, France, Germany, etc. And what they've done now is, instead of having all the different rules and regulations of each different member states, they are coagulating them into one set of rules and regulations, because this makes it easier for people who travel around the European Union to be able to fly the quads. And at the moment in England we have the CAA, because we left Brexit, we left the European Union when we did Brexit, and it says here that the United Kingdom withdrew from EASA January 1st 2021. As of that date, the EU law does not apply anymore in the UK, which is considered a third country, more like a third world country the way things are going at the moment. This means that in accordance with Article 41, UAS operators that have their principal place of business, are established or reside in the UK, shall comply with the Commission regulation for the purpose of operations within the single European sky airspace. The competent authority for such a third country US operator wishes to operate in the EU is the competent authority of the first member state where the operator intends to operate. So if I want to go to Germany, I would have to apply in Germany if I wanted to fly, and then that then covers me for the whole of the European Union. Now, at the moment in time, the UK has not initiated the above recognition process, so I think that means that at the moment the CEA haven't looked at how they're going to integrate what we currently have with EASA. At some point, we should be able to say, because we've passed our test, or because we're licensed, registered with the CAA, that should be good enough for us to be able to fly in the European Union. So hopefully the CAA will be looking into that sometime this year. They've only got till 2023 to get it sorted. Going back to the original set of rules and regulations that are coming in, I was just reading about registration, etc. The part that I read was, can I fly over people? And it says, generally when you operate in the open category, which I'll show you in a moment, you are not allowed to fly over uninvolved people. Now, with the Mini 1 and Mini 2, I think currently in most countries you can do, which is why the sales of the Mini 1 and Mini 2 were massive, because it gave you more flexibility and freedom. But it says, unless you have a privately built drone with a weight below 250 gram, or a drone purchased on the market with a class identification label 0 or 1 mark. In any case, try to minimise the time you fly over people. So that means that if the Mini 3 comes out, you've got to hope and will pray that DJI label it as a 0 or 1, because if it does, further down it does say here, you'll be in the open subcategory, and it says drones with class identification label 0 or 1. So that means that you'll be able to fly less restricted than a drone without the class label, such as the Mini 1 and Mini 2. Obviously privately built drones are something completely different. They'll be little small, maybe FPV racer type things. So there's going to be a lot of changes coming up in 2023, which is a shame really, because a friend of mine in Spain just applied for all his licenses and passed all his tests and stuff to get his registration, and I think it's going to become moot in 2023. Drones without class identification label, open category. I fall under the open category. Will I be able to fly my old drone after 31st December? It says yes, from 31st December to January 2023 you may fly your drone without CIL in the open category. Drones with less than 500 gram cannot fly over people, and pilot competency is determined by your National Aviation Authority. So again, applying to the Mini 2, you can fly it but not over people between December 2020 and 1st of January 2023. There's a timeline here. I just typed in new EASA rules into Google to get this page, so if you want to have a read of it, then go ahead. And it just covers all sorts of things such as training, FPV drone racing, etc. It's all yes and no answers. So have a look at it and tell me whether or not you are going to be affected, or whether it's good for you, whether it works out better having these complete set of rules. And I'm going to be keeping an eye on the CAA to find out whether or not they're going to find some way to integrate our current system with EASA.